Hello, Math 151. Prove limit as x is approaching 5, x squared minus x minus 6 equals 14. So it does make sense. If I put the 5 in, substitute 5 for x, I get 25 minus 5 minus 6 equals 14. But we want to formally use the idea of epsilon delta to prove this. So first I'm going to write the definition. So by definition that we know, if absolute value of f of x minus L is smaller than some epsilon, then absolute value of x minus some a is smaller than delta. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and replace f of x, the L and the a, and that gives me f of x is x to the second minus x minus 6. So now I have minus the limit, in this case 14, is less than epsilon, then absolute value of x minus 5 right here is less than delta. And I'm going to go ahead and put star by this part. I'll be using that part pretty soon. Now I'm going to continue with the left-hand side with the if part right here. I'm going to go ahead and factor the left-hand side. I would have x minus 5, x plus 4, less than epsilon. And notice that now I have a x minus 5 here and x minus 5 here. And so I'm definitely in right track. Now I can separate the x minus 5 times x plus 4 because I have a product inside of absolute value. So I can rewrite that as absolute value of x minus 5 times absolute value of x plus 4 smaller than epsilon. And I'm going to put 2 stars by this, star, star, because now I will refer back to this part really quick, really soon. Okay, I want to isolate the absolute value of x minus 5, so I'm going to divide both sides by absolute value of x plus 4, and that tells me that absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than epsilon over absolute value of x plus 4. Now, I'm going to choose a delta. So let's, the easiest delta I can choose is let delta to be smaller than or equal to 1. I want a small delta. I don't really want any delta larger than 1. You can if you want to, but 1 is the easiest number for me to deal with. And remember that by star in here, the first page, look, we said absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than delta. So now I can write by star, absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than delta. And here we said that delta is smaller than or equal to 1. What does that mean? If absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than delta, and delta is smaller than or equal to 1, that means that x minus 5, or absolute value of x minus 5, is between -1, well, let me do one more step, is smaller than 1. Once again, if absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than delta, and delta is smaller than or equal to 1, delta could be maximum of 1. And if absolute value of x minus 5 has to be smaller than that, it follows that absolute value of x minus 5 must be smaller than 1. Now, using algebra, let me go to the next page. I can say that x minus 5 is trapped between -1 and +1. Remembering math 98 or math 141. Add 5 to all sides tells me that -1 and 5 gives me 4x, and this gives me 6. So how about the other part that we had? How about the x plus 4 that we have? So this means, so x is between 4 and 6. This means that x plus 4 is between 8 and 10, adding 4 to all three sides of this inequality. So now we established a bound that x plus 4 must be between 8 and 10. Okay. Now I can substitute the x plus 4. I can sub x plus 4 in star star with 10. Okay, because we said that x plus 4 is smaller than 10. So it can't even be 10, but I can just, exchange it with 10 just to be safe. Okay. And so remember that in star star, I have x plus 4, absolute value of x minus 5, smaller than epsilon. Now I can exchange that with my 10. Going to the next page, I'm going to write 10 times x minus absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than epsilon. Dividing both sides by 10, I get absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than epsilon over 10. Okay. Now we can let delta to equal epsilon over 10. We can do that, but we also said that delta is smaller than or equal to 1 as well in previous pages. Okay, so let delta equal the minimum of 1 and epsilon over 10. Okay. Going to the next page. If delta equals to epsilon over 10, this follows that epsilon over 10 is smaller than 1. So, and I can say if delta equals to 1, 1 is smaller than epsilon over 10. So now I'm going to rewrite this as absolute value of x minus 5 smaller than delta from star in the first page. So I can rewrite this as absolute value of x minus 5 to be smaller than epsilon over 10. And I'm going to trace my steps back and go backward. Let me go to the next page, multiply both sides by 10. So I get 10 times absolute value of x minus 5 is smaller than epsilon. And remember that I can exchange that 10 with absolute value of x plus 4 times absolute value of x minus 5 smaller than epsilon. Multiplying these absolute values, I get x squared minus x minus 20 is smaller than epsilon. And I can rewrite this as x squared minus x minus 6 minus 14 smaller than epsilon. Okay. And I'm done because I showed that x squared minus x minus 6 minus 14 is smaller than epsilon. So I showed the if part, so the then part follows. And so limit as x is going to 5, x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 14. Okay, I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.